Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Bigger Bite, where we are going to take a deep dive into some of your favorite TV shows and movies that are coming out now. Once again, I am Matt, and joining me today is my panel of Nick Van Dinther, Shak, and Adriano as we dive into Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, which hopefully can break the Pixar curse. We've already seen it, so we're going to talk about that right now, because it has been a while since we got a quality Pixar theatrical release, emphasis on the theatrical. So the big question that I know we're going to answer here in a bit is, could this be Pixar's return to form? I don't know, but before we get started, how's everyone doing today? Let's start with Nick.
Okay, I wholeheartedly disagree with you, to be fair. I think that it is the best non-IP Pixar film in quite some time, but I think Inside Out 2 is great. I think that's the one that you may have forgotten about there. But when you're talking about the original films, I mean, I'm not to spoil my thoughts, but this is their best movie since Soul.
We'll get to that in a bit, Nick.
You're just the answer to how you doing.
Yes.
I didn't like the Inside Out.
You can bring that up later. You can bring that up later. Adriano, how you doing?
Good.
There we go. That's how you answer that. Jack, my man, how are you doing, sir?
I'm all right, man. I'm chilling. I'm good.
See, Shak and Adriano get it. This man is like, let's bulldoze past what you saying and get. Fuck it. Y'all want to get to the meat and potatoes? We can get to the meat and potatoes. Fuck it. That's what this is here for, right? Spoiler reviews or discussion. Sorry, Q. Anyways, all right. First off, you suck because Elemental exists. Elemental is a beautiful, beautiful film, and that hit me a certain way. And that was fuck off. You on the shit list. You just bulldoze through shut up.
It's like everyone has their own particular. Like I know Rue's really high on Onward. I think Onward is super mid.
Well, yeah. That.
It all depends on like.
Well, it all depends. So like here, my ex, we were together when Elemental came out. She was the firstborn daughter of an immigrant father. So like Elemental hit me in a different way because I was so familiar with their story and just how at that time, like, wow, this film really is a reflection of us. Soul, as you said, Soul was damn near 6 years ago at this point. Like, let's stop and think about this. That's six
and
years.
Didn't get a theatrical release because of
that's
the pandemic.
And see, yes, and that's my point. That's why I made an emphasis on theatrical. But still, even that 6 years since a solid original film from them, and longer since, like, I'm a fan of Onward, but I'm not as high on it as Rue. But he and I like it for similar reasons. So, like, what?
I mean, they had some good. Like Turning Red is good. I like.
It was fucking great. No, that's great.
Great.
No,
Turning Red is wonderful. I love
it. You Canadians. Yeah. You just love it because of the Canadian love in that film.
Full bias. That's part of it. But like, yes, even outside of that
movie is not good.
It's amazing.
Stop it.
I think it's pretty good. The thing that hurt Turning Red for me is when Quentin told me, Quentin, who also writes for us, told me that it's basically Teen Wolf, and it is. But I love Teen Wolf.
I don't give a fuck.
So,
Incredibles is basically Fantastic Four.
I love Teen Wolf. So
it is Teen Wolf with a period metaphor. That is that movie. That is that movie.
And?
No.
Yeah.
And
this movie and
not original.
Hoppers is Avatar. What are we fucking talking about?
Incredibles is Fantastic Four with children.
Hold on. They make a point to say it's not like Avatar.
They directly say it's like Avatar.
It was a joke. It was a joke. Let the joke ride, Shaq.
Fuck you. Listen, we all getting at each other over a movie that we liked.
This is true. This is true. All because a certain individual decided to go off script. All right. But no, let's be real. I'm pulling up a list of I almost said Paramount. Pixar original films.
They haven't had a lot of home runs, but it's very rare to find a bad Pixar film.
It's
Really,
rare,
because
but not
the
impossible.
car stories, the car sequels exist. Planes exists.
Okay, see,
Planes doesn't really count.
Yeah, Planes is a bit of an asterisk.
also I
So
don't
here,
really count
here.
cars.
This, you know what's sad? Since Coco was the last universally loved original, non-previously connected to some property film that Pixar did.
I wouldn't even put
2017.
I wouldn't even put like that asterisk next to it. I would even say it's like the last universally beloved Pixar film.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Did Coco come out before or after Inside Out?
Inside Out came out before.
2015.
wow.
Inside Out was 2015. Coco was 2017.
And
Coco doesn't feel
also,
like 2017.
Also, Adriano, I'd say that, but a lot of people love Incredibles too. I'd say that is more.
And
so.
I say as a fan, I know people who hate it.
I don't really know a lot of people who hate it. So to me, I've always viewed Incredibles 2 as more of a universally loved Pixar film. So that's why it's like, but yeah, since Coco, because after Coco and Incredibles 2, you got Toy Story 4, you got Onward, you got Soul, you got Luca, you got Turning Red, you got Lightyear, you got Elemental, you got Inside Out 2, Elio, and now we're here with Hoppers. It's been a minute.
Yeah, like I said, there's only a couple though. Like none of those I would say are bad films, and there's a couple that are just kind of forgettable. Like I didn't love Elio, but I didn't hate Elio. Like it's fine.
I didn't like Lightyear.
I didn't see Lightyear, admittedly, but like I really like Toy Story 4. I think just a lot of people.
I enjoyed Toy Story 4.
How good 3 is makes a lot of people mad that 4 exists.
Yes.
But if you take that out of it, it is a really well-made Toy Story film still.
Luca was underwhelming, personally. I still enjoyed it.
I love Luca, but I have Italian bias.
Them biases be coming out like a motherfucker, don't you?
But no, let's like this.
Also, like if we're talking about good Pixar, I know it's not a theatrical release like you said, but Win or Lose is really good. Like it really
that's
is
a TV show. I don't.
Yeah, but
TV is in its own separate category. That goes along with Pixar shorts.
It's different because it's not something a Pixar typically does on that level. And so I think the fact that they did like their first original Pixar series does get it put in the conversation.
See, but if you know the history of Disney, you know that's because Chapek demanded that they start making television series without knowing how expensive a Pixar television series would take.
But with the amount of time and effort,
I don't like that. Chapek took stuff that was supposed to be movies and was like, no, let's put it on Disney Plus because he was focused on trying to throw things on Disney Plus. Win or Lose is actually supposed to be a movie first. So that's part of the. So
that's why I'm saying I would include it. It is and also for a lot of these Pixar, all this Pixar content, the amount of time that goes into making one of these, like you can't just dole out a TV show like you do, whenever.
So Hoppers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so Hoppers. To be fair, no, don't, because this is a fair conversation to have because, like we said, there hasn't been a universally beloved Pixar film in a while. Like so going into this and having the discussion of what's happened with Pixar is a totally fair and relevant conversation to this film.
100%, and we're gonna have the conversation again in a few months, most likely, to maybe a deeper Toy Story, to like a deeper extent, just because it represents the brand as a whole.
Launched the Pixar brand realistically, so
right, and I know I have a little bit of reputation as being the Disney hater on the on the Bitesize umbrella. I really dislike a lot of the decision recently, especially as they drive Marvel and Star Wars into the ground. I'm right, and you know it. I cannot believe how much I adored this movie.
See, dude, it's fucking wonderful.
Y'all saying since Coco, I'm going a step further. It's probably my favorite Pixar movie since Inside Out.
Jeez.
Now, it's not up to its golden era. Mm-hmm. That's an unrealistic standard. But wow, this movie got me. This movie got me good. Struck by how good it is.
It's because the thing is that it's like above all else, this movie is fucking funny.
Yes,
and like
it is.
It's hilarious.
And like Pixar, a lot of times we talk about like the balance of like humor and heart and emotional complexity and stuff like that. But this movie is just, for a lot of it, is just fucking wacky. And most of it, like I'd say like nearly every single joke worked for me much more than I thought it would. It goes in directions much darker than I thought it was. Like that whole second half, everything with the fucking animal council is wild as shit.
like shit. When she just instinctively, I was like,
ain't no way.
I bursted out laughing at that one.
I was like, oh my god, and I was just laughing my
like
ass
for who
off.
you thought was gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be our like non-human antagonist to get murdered immediately is crazy.
Cold blood.
And like I said this to Shaq when we were because Shaq and I screened it at the same time. Like it is one of those moments. It was a press screening, but still, when that clap happened, like a gasp went out from the crowd, and that kind of stuff is so rare, and especially in like a children's animated film that we were all like, oh my god, they just killed Meryl. Like
record,
it was.
I wasn't at that press screening. It was at Project Hail Mary, but I went to a public screening this weekend. Audience, same reaction. Who wasn't like they were like.
So I can't speak to the same reaction because my press screening was literally me and 2 other people, but one of the other people laughed. So like that's all I can say. We had bad weather that day, so people decided not to make the drive out. But no, that film, like, and here's the thing, and it is something we need to point out. That's an issue with a lot of Disney and Disney Pixar films. When your protagonist is a person of color, and they spend the majority of the film as something else.
It happened again.
Brother Bear, Princess and the Frog. Like I can keep going here.
Even Turning Red, kind of.
Turning Red.
He's a red man in the majority
Soul
of the movie.
is a black man turned into like a gray greenish.
But the thing is, Soul at least works because the other blob gets put in and gets to live the black.
But that's the optics of like a voiced by a white woman playing a black man.
I agree. But I'm just saying if that person wasn't living a black experience on that day, it would be a lot more flagrant for Soul, is all I'm saying. But still, but the point is, you gotta stop that shit.
Yeah.
If we can have white characters be white the majority of the film, we can have black folk.
Elio is maybe the only time recently that they haven't done that. Like I wouldn't
no one saw that shit
into an alien. Fucking hell.
And no one saw that shit. But like, also there was no marketing behind Elio whatsoever. So
they dumped it.
Very good.
But no, with this like there's so many jokes and gags that just had me like just nearly on the floor laughing at how loud. Like fucking even like the needle drops, even like the scene of like early on when they introduced King George, like the aerobic sequence, even that in like shout
out to Bobby Moynihan, by the way.
Bobby Moynihan's one of my favorite comedians, and he knocked out the park here.
I miss him on SNL. Drunk Uncle is one of my favorites.
Man. But like that type of character normally would get so annoying to me in other animated films, but here I found him so endearing so quickly.
Mm-hmm. No, King George being that. Listen, it's okay to trust others and forget. Like I was like, oh my heart, god damn it, Bobby.
This movie's got heart for days and top being anti-big government.
Yep.
Also, real quick, shout out to the lost hero Isaiah Whitlock Jr. This is one of his final roles as he voiced Bird King.
Yeah.
So gotta give him that little. But like the voice cast overall, Piper Curda is Mabel, John Hamm is Mayor Jerry. Kathy Najimy, who it took me a minute to pinpoint. I'm like, why does that voice sound so familiar? Oh my God, Peggy!
Dude, Fucking Dave Franco
doing his best to not sound like Dave Franco at the same time. Because I kept going like, is that Dave Franco? That sounds
I know
like
Dave Franco.
Yeah, I knew that was Dave Franco right away.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as he like turns into the butterfly, I'm like, yeah, that's Dave Franco. If anything, I almost confused him with fucking Yorma from the Lonely Island. I'm like, they have very similar voices, but at some point, I'm like, no, that's Dave Franco, and he stole the movie for me. That entire second half when he becomes like this fucking megalomaniacal piece of shit, I was laughing so loud.
Oh, did y'all know Meryl Streep was the voice of the Insect Queen?
No, I couldn't pinpoint it until afterward, until the credits rolled.
Yeah.
I didn't even stay for the credits because of weather. But listen, I'm looking at this cast list. I'm like, oh, this is SNL the movie. Like, well, you got
I think it's you don't get the credit as much when you make an animated film, but I think so much of this credit should go to Daniel Chong because he used a lot of the voice actors. Like Bobby Monahan is one of the characters in We Bare Bears, and to anyone who hasn't seen that show, it is
so good,
really good Cartoon Network, just animated. Turn your brain off cartoon. And it's not like adult, like a Family Guy or anything, but it's just very clever and very well written. And a lot of that carried over to this, which is Chong's first feature film. And I'm so excited to see what he does next.
I mean, and he did write this story. So this story is personal to him. It's not one of those things where he just picked up somebody else's work and ran with it. He was a co-writer on this film. So and pretty sure he's an Asian American man, so like definitely even a more personal story at that. The animation in this was also just awesome. Like,
dude, it's gonna sound counterintuitive. I love animation that like it's like proud to be animated, if that makes sense.
Yes, no,
exactly.
Like K-pop Demon Hunters, another film that is proud to be animated. Love that.
Obviously, the Spider-Verse movies, like and even like let's chat on it, but like even like Turning Red, like I love that style. When Toy Story 4 did it, it made sense because like, all right, it's the evolution of animation. That's how Toy Story started. But like I remember when Lightyear would have like photorealistic. I'm like, just make live action on that point. Yeah, it's lame. This movie's like, no, we're cartoon.
To be fair, we understood why. We just didn't like why.
Yeah,
because the idea was that was the live action movie that Andy was watching, and that like that. So I understood why they went with photorealism for it at times, but just because we understand it didn't mean we had to like it.
Also, I know we're talking about like the animation, and it is gorgeous to look at, and it's hyper expressive. But like whenever they cut to the humans and looking at those same animals, when the beavers had like their little black eyes,
little beady black eyes,
the cutest shit I've ever seen in my life. I'm like,
all the animals beady black eyes.
I want to plush King George's just like the beady little eyes. I'm like this. I want to pet beaver so badly now.
You want to pet a beaver? We're not that kind of show.
Hey, relax. Chill out.
This is the most Canadian. I want to pet beaver. Maybe the most Canadian moment in the history of Figure Bite.
Said. The most Canadian thing I've ever said.
Listen, I still think back to that scene. We're like, I think I can communicate with them. Beaver, wood. I was like, oh my god.
Potato. And
then the beautiful callback at the end of it where it's like, I wish you could still communicate with your friend. Hands the phone over. The
last heart emoji at the end when it cut to black, I almost cried. I was like, no. And then pulling into the fucking SZA song. The SZA song, I'm like trying not to well up. I'm like, God damn it. What the fuck is this movie doing to me?
And like the other thing I think that they did really well in this film is giving you something and not going the obvious route. And I think a great example is there's a scene where they show that John Hamm's mayor is caring for his mother.
Yes.
And that never factors into anything. And I love that they did that.
It factors in at the end. That's where it factors in because they show it in the beginning, right? Where Mabel's protesting outside of his house.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then King George says that line about everybody's got some good, and what you just might not see it or something along those lines. And then you cut back to the Mayor Jerry's home, and he's cooking for his mother, and said, "I'll be home," and seeing how his mother is just, he's trying to just at the end of the day make his mother proud, and you can see that based off of when he realizes, like, oh my god, my mom's gonna be watching when the fake's there, and like, it's like, oh, so this is at the, like, that's when you're able to flip the switch of this guy's just an asshole to he's trying to make his mom proud, and at the end of the day, everybody can relate to that a little bit. Or most.
Let me rephrase that a little bit. Then I don't think it was inconsequential to the story. I just think in a lot of movies like this, that would be the easy thread that they would have to find Mabel and him find common ground, and that never factors in.
But that's my point. It was.
I think what he means is that, like, it's not like his mom is forcing him to make the change.
Right.
Yeah, like, it's not like she had her relationship with her grandmother, and then, oh, he's also caring for an older person. Oh, we have that in common. This is how we get along. That never comes into the reason. They don't, like, force that together. They're just two things that happen to be happening to enhance his character without using it to force their story together. And I love that they did that.
So I think it still happens, but not the way you think. I think that's the connection they're hoping the audience puts together. That you can see the similarities. Because somebody even says, you two are alike.
But they never are to them. Like,
that's
you never see the thing about the mayor knowing anything about her and her grandmother, but their relationship, and vice versa.
But that's my point. Like I said, they're hoping the audience puts that together. They don't care if those two put it together, which ultimately I think they do, but they don't expressly say it. But based off of the actions that each person takes later in those final moments of the film, I think it shows they've realized that and found that common ground. But they don't need to say it because the actions spoke for them.
Yeah, I don't think most animated films, they hold your hand through that.
Yes, what I'm saying.
I like that they didn't
hold your hand. Yes, okay.
Things just happen.
Trusting the audience.
Yeah.
Which films don't do a lot.
Yeah,
I never felt dumb watching Hoppers.
Yeah, there's never a moment where the girl was like, "Oh man, that's not rock me and my grandmother used to sit on. Dead people suck."
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't even think the movie. I would argue that the two never found that connection together. It's just irrelevant. Like, okay, irrelevant's the wrong word, but it's more like they never figured out. Like, they find common ground in a separate manner, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a scene that if you don't think about it too hard, you're like, oh, they could have cut this scene. But the fact they kept it in gives depth to the mayor's character, and they don't use it to make him more likable, to make him more anything to Mabel specifically. That whole relationship is organic, and I think that's something you never get in these kind of movies that I think was so... Like I said, that scene happened, and I remember thinking, like, this is a smarter movie than a lot of Pixar movies because they're giving their audience credit that they're just watching something without being force-fed it, and I really appreciated that.
Well, I mean, Pixar, when at their best, I should say, are pretty good at, like, trusting their audiences. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the whole, like, in general, I think, though, like, obviously there are exceptions. I mean, this movie, there's some things I would consider spoon-fed to a degree. You know, like the whole speech about, like, oh, I just feel hopeless, like I can't do anything about this, is like, it works though, because like it's on a technical standpoint spoon-fed, but it didn't feel that way. Like, you can hand deliver a message without it feeling forced. I think that's a little more impressive than hiding it, if that makes sense. Subtext can sometimes be for cowards,
and you do need to do that a little bit when you're making a children's movie. Like, some stuff there needs to be exposition more than you would get in a typical film, because there needs to be that level of guiding you through the story a little bit at times.
No, that's totally fair, but I think Adriano, it does a good job of trusting the audience, but also not just deliberate. It's spoon feed you, but not like making it egregious or super noticeable. Like it's
Yeah. I mean, it's
you
messaging.
pick up on it without it smacking you over the head.
I mean, its messaging can best be described. It's corny, but like the message can be best described as like basically, if you want to get to them, you gotta go through us. Like that's pretty much the messaging of the movie, and I don't know, man. That's the soft spot for me, man.
Listen,
it's a lot of what I wanted the Wild Robot to do, which I don't dislike, but I definitely wasn't in love with.
Listen, as the resident Avatar stan on this channel, I'm pretty sure that's why I love this movie, because it was just another Avatar movie, except you replaced the Na'vi with little furry forest creatures. That's it. It's literally just another Avatar movie, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. I will stand every single Avatar-ish movie, I'm pretty sure, because the message is important and clear as day every time. And that is respect your environment and embrace your environment. And I am here for that story. And that's ultimately what this, like, just the forest caught fire, and then they used the environment they were in to put it out, save the city, and let the place rebuild with time. Like, I was like, yes, we're here for it. And I love it.
And they didn't make the mayor an unnecessary villain.
No,
like, unfortunately, he's tearing down the forest, which, like, yeah, that's not the ideal way to do it. But it's not like he's this evil bad guy. He's trying to make a highway to improve traffic around the city. Like, it's not this.
Also, the highway looked like
the highway was a giant circle. The highway was a giant circle. Like, don't tell me that's gonna like. Cool, I'm gonna get to drive around in a giant roundabout.
Didn't they say it was like 4 minutes more efficient?
4 minutes. 4 minutes. Listen, if you say 40 minutes of efficiency, you may have me. But 4 minutes?
It's nothing.
4 minutes is
get the fuck out of here.
Congratulations, guys. You made the Eglinton LRT.
Yeah. Didn't take them 15 freaking years.
No, like not to make this a very Canadian episode, but that
it's
highway,
already a very Canadian episode. I'm the only American on this episode.
When I saw that highway, it reminded me of if you've ever driven in Montreal. That was the highways, the aerial highways that you have to deal with going into Montreal is very much like that.
A nightmare to
I'll
have.
pretend I know what you're talking about. And
that was a funny visual gag though. When they saw the planet, it's just a big circle. Like, why? Why? This stingent about this that made me laugh. All the little I like the little visual gags. Obviously, the whole stuff with the mask at the end with the robot.
Those fucked up.
Yo, literally, I'm like, that may scare some children. Like,
yeah. And the audience reaction. I don't think that's our mayor.
Really? That's how you.
Also, that chase scene was fucking sick. So
yes.
When the birds brought the shark, I'm like, that's a creative ass way to do that.
I was just like, that is like, I feel like that's straight out of a horror movie. All that was missing there was like some Jaws music.
Yeah.
I was gonna do for a second.
Yeah, so did I, but I'm like, oh my god, like again. Then the shark has the beady eyes when the mare's. So I'm just like, that's just even more scary. Like, well, at least when the animals are communicating, it's got big, bright eyes and smiling. It's okay. I'm just going to kill you. Mayor's view, dead eyes. I was just like, yo, I would be shitting my pants in that moment. Now, that a giant great white shark that's slightly bigger than my car being held up by birds next to me. I think I might just yeet myself into the sidewall real quick because I know, listen, at that point, I'm dying one way or the other. I'm dying just by throwing my head into the sidewall, or I'm getting bit and eaten by a shark. I'm choosing the one where I have control over the situation.
Goodness.
Listen, don't tell me I'm wrong, Shaq. You laughing.
Oh, no, I agree. I would not want a flying shark at that. I don't need that.
That's a cool way to go out, actually, if you think about it.
I don't want to feel myself. Listen, there's a chance I survive if I jump out the sidewall and jump into the sidewall. if I get bit by a shark, there ain't no coming back from that. Half my body's gonna be gone, bro, or my head's gonna be completely
that
separated.
is targeting you specifically.
Yes, and see, Shaq gets what I'm talking about. That shark is targeting you, making sure you are dead, and treating you like a hit. Like when they were like summon an apex predator, I'm like, what apex? I'm like, we gonna get a mountain lion? This, that, and the other. No, they got a motherfucking shark. I was like, oh, they went with the king of apex predator.
Even the way they killed the other hoppers is kind of mean as shit. Like when they killed the bird hopper in V formation, I was like, that's crazy.
I forget how did the bunny hopper die?
Just squashed.
Yeah, got squashed and like trampled him. Yeah.
But that shit also low-key horrifying.
Yes.
See them animals burn, like explode.
The bird hitting the side of the cliff like it's a jet.
I was like, wait. When they're like, yeah, the school shut down our program. I'm like, if I'm the school, I'm investing more in this program. Like, I'm sorry, you shut down a program where we can communicate with animals? Yeah.
But also,
why?
I'm pretty sure like the one of the influences for this for the movie. Have you seen that show of like where they had like realistic, quote unquote, realistic looking animals? They just put them in the environment of an animal. So like, for example, there was one episode. I don't remember what the fucking name of the show is. I gotta find it. But there's an episode that I saw where it was like these wolves. They put this fake robotic looking wolf that looks crazy. Like this wouldn't seem realistic at all to any other like human. But like to these foxes, they're like kind of looking at it. Like the mom of this group looks at it, pees on it, and it's like, all right, cool, yeah, you're part of the group. I'm like, what the fuck? Let me find the name of the show.
I do not know of the show's existence.
Hold on. Let me find it.
Oh, what the Shaq? Where the fuck did that come from?
What's that? I'm
dead serious. Hold on.
I'm gonna go stream the entire series when we're done.
No, dude, it's these crazy looking animals, dude.
Nick's gonna go stream Naked Attraction on HBO. That's what he's gonna go stream.
Why would I stream something I've already watched in its entirety? No, I'm just kidding.
Twice.
Found it. It's called Spy in the Wild. It's a BBC show.
Yeah, that sounds like something.
There it is.
All right.
The BBC, because they're not controversial at all right now, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't want to talk
We're
about
not
it.
going to talk about that right now. But I think we've covered hoppers. Real quick, Shaq, I want to thank you for coming on, sir. You are always a welcome guest. Be sure to check out what those two are doing over on Bitesize Breakdown with Adriano and Nick. Shaq, before we go, tell people where they can find you.
On all social media, Shak Excellence. That's SHAK Excellence. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, all that stuff. You can also find my reviews for all of the latest releases over at CG Mag Online. So CG Mag Online. Yeah.
Me, you can find me here on A Bigger Bite, but also my personal YouTube channel where there should be a review of Hoppers and The Bride up, both non-spoilers, so check that out. And yeah, with that, signing off, I am Matt. That is Nick. That is Adriano. And that is Shaq. And this was another Bigger Bite. We'll see you next time.